Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Sideliners checking in once again. This is the NFL Week 9 preview, live recording. We're going to be talking about a few games, 6 games. You know how we do each week that's coming up this week. We're going to break them down, and we're going to redraft the 2024 quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about Matt Stafford, and we're going to talk about Daniel Jones and the seasons that they're having. If you guys don't know, we record this episode on Fanbase, the Fanbase app. Right now, it is trending in the App Store, which is very great. They have an audio room, so we always record our episodes right in the Fanbase audio room. So download the Fanbase app from the App Store, Google Play Store. Join our camp, Virtue.News Sports. Join our camp, and when you join our camp, you will get notified every time we go live so that you can be a part of the show as well. And this show is sponsored by Virtue.News, an online publication where you can get all your news needs from. Anything you want to know about world news, global news, domestic news, politics, sports, everything. You can find it right there on Virtue.News, especially during the government shutdown. Now, let's go ahead. We also going to talk about our top teams in the NFL right now. So let's go ahead and start talking about the game that's coming on actually tonight, which is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of stats, Lamar Jackson is coming back. And this is going to be a very big game for the Baltimore Ravens because we have to... they got to start winning, and remember that the Baltimore Ravens was picked by a lot of people to actually win the Super Bowl, and so they came out. They lost some games because their defense. I'm not gonna say just because their defense, but for a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons. But mainly they couldn't stop anybody on defense. And too many turnovers with the ball, fumbling from Derrick Henry, a couple fumbles from Lamar Jackson. They lost some games they shouldn't have lost. Lost to Detroit, lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, lost to the Buffalo Bills. Started off 1-3. Lamar Jackson pulled his hamstring. He's been out. And now they're coming back now. They're 2-5. And Lamar Jackson's making his way back. They're going to have to run off some wins. They're going to have to run off some really big wins in order to make it to the playoffs. And once they make it to the playoffs, anything can happen, but they're going to have to figure something out and figure it out quick. I think this is a really good game for Lamar Jackson to come back on because the Miami Dolphins, they're 2-6. They're not a good team. They're not a good team, so this would be a great game to come in, look really good, build off of it, going towards the middle of the season. Now, Lamar Jackson is 68 completions of 95 attempts, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick, 869 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, 159 for 231, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 1,518 yards. We can see those 10 interceptions is ringing loud. Don't know if he's going to remain a starter maybe after this year because I can't foresee Mike McDaniels being there and maybe Tua Tagovailoa being a starter as well going forward. But we will see what happens. Derrick Henry, 510 yards off of 109 carries, 6 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 41 receptions, 1 TD, 486 yards. I believe the Baltimore Ravens will win this game. They will win the game. They will look very good. They'll put up a bunch of points. And I think, that's all it's going to – then people are going to start figuring out ways that they can actually make the playoffs. Because in that division that they're in, they are the Browns stink. The Bengals, I think they got 3 wins. Who else we got? We got the Steelers with 4 wins. So they're just a couple games really behind. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody really running away with that division. So they definitely need a big win in that game. Now we got the Colts versus Steelers. And this is why I'm even talking about the Baltimore Ravens, and they need to start winning some games. They're only a couple games behind. I do believe that the Colts will beat the Steelers, and I don't think it's going to be a very close game. I do think that the Colts will go 8-1. They will beat the Steelers, and they will make the Steelers. Let me see. Oh, I messed up with the stats, but that'll make the Steelers. I'm sorry, on my chart, I messed up with the stats, but that'll make the Steelers 4-4, and then you have the Ravens being just one game behind the Steelers. So the Ravens can absolutely win this division. I just believe the Colts are probably the best team in football. Daniel Jones is playing absolutely great. Jonathan Taylor is the MVP so far. I do really like Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. I can't deny it. I do really like Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. Now, I even like what they're doing with DK Metcalf. I think that Aaron Rodgers' DK Metcalf thing is really working out. And I believe that this has put more years on Aaron Rodgers' career. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to play a lot longer than normally intended. Because I think this is a perfect fit with him and the Steelers. And he can't just walk over everybody in this organization. This is a very solid organization. And so I think he's performing well, and I think he's going to continue to perform well. And I think the Steelers are a playoff team. I just think they're running up against the best team in football right now. The next game we're going to focus on is the Denver Broncos are going to be playing the Texans. And I told you guys in the Week 8 recap that we would highlight the Broncos. And so this week we're going to see Bo Nix. We're going to see Bo Nix play, and he's having an excellent year. 179 for 285 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 picks, 1,803 yards. They're 6-2. I believe they're going to win this game. Going to go to 7-2, and I think we're going to start talking about them as being one of the best teams. It's a very, very tough team, tough defensively, and I always go back to that Eagles game where I felt like they really just punked the Eagles defense. You know what I'm saying? That O-line really punked the Eagles defense. The Eagles couldn't do anything with them, and they were able to score late. These guys can put points together very quickly. 33 points in that game against Giants very late. So I believe that the Broncos are one of the best teams in the AFC, undoubtedly. Now, the Texans, they got to win against the 49ers. You know, even though the 49ers is banged up, they got to win. They're coming off of a win. Houston, Texas is a perennial playoff team. You know, they've been the playoff team since DeMeco Ryans been there. And so another win for them will get them at 500. And so C.J. Stroud, 155 completions, 232 attempts, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, 1,623 yards. I do think that they might be able to. Well, I'm just gonna say this: if they can win this game and turn this season around, it might be good. But I mean, the Colts is running away with that division, so we're gonna have to see what happens. But I do believe that the Broncos is gonna win that game pretty easily. Let's go to the next game we have is the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is a game that everybody is looking at. Everybody wants to know who's going to win this game. I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this game, and Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the Buffalo Bills. But this game has so many implications. I think if Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills easily, people are going to start talking about how the Kansas City Chiefs is now the best team in the NFL. I think that's what you're going to see. And then you have the Buffalo Bills. I think if Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs, people are going to start having conversations, is the Buffalo Bills the best team in the NFL? And I know the Colts are out there, and the Colts will be 7-1, 7-1 or 8-1 if they get a win. But 8-1, sorry, 8-1. But a lot of people still have reservations, and I'm looking online, I'm listening to pundits, I'm listening to people talk, and you know what I'm saying. Nobody, even though the Colts look like the best team in the NFL, nobody is picking them to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're picking Jonathan Taylor to be the MVP, but people still don't trust Daniel Jones based on what they used to see in New York. So nobody's picking them to win the Super Bowl. So that's why I say this Kansas City Chiefs team game and the Bills game, to me, whoever wins this game is going to be front runners for who people think is going to win the Super Bowl. I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs because I believe that defense that Bills got a lot of holes in it, and I think Kansas City Chiefs are just going to exploit that defense. You have all these weapons that Patty Mahomes have. I think he actually has more weapons than he's had in a very long time. Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Tyquan Thornton, Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he's playing with the church's money at this point. 189 completions, 282 attempts, 17 touchdowns, 4 picks, 2,099 passing yards. I mean, and I think that when they win this game, if the Kansas City Chiefs win this game, you're going to start hearing Patty Mahomes' MVP race. And you know he came in fourth on my MVP race this week, but he's going to be up there on the MVP race. Now, if Josh Allen wins, who's also on my MVP charts, you're going to start hearing his name all the way up there. 132 for 197, 12 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,560 yards. And then we got James Cook, third, 126 carries, 7 touchdowns, 753 yards. And I think that he's having a heck of a year as well as a running back, right behind Jonathan Taylor. So we're going to see what happens in this game. But like I said, whoever wins this game, and they're playing in Buffalo, but I think both of these teams are accustomed to playing in the same type of weather pretty much. But like I said, whoever wins this game, people are going to be picking them to actually go and win the Super Bowl. Then we have, on Sunday night, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Commanders. And they're going to be in Washington. The Commanders have to turn this thing around. And really, it's the injuries. It's crazy how me and my cousin Rodney, who usually does this show with me, it's crazy how both of our teams are just riddled with injuries that is very hard for our teams to actually get going. And I feel like that's what happened with the Washington Commanders. They couldn't get any continuity because they've lost so many people, especially on the defensive end. But also on the offensive end, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels has been hurt a lot. And so the Seattle Seahawks is a team that if you play them and you're not healthy, you're going to end up having a really tough time and playing a really tough game. Sam Darnold is having a heck of a year. 131 for 192, 12 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,754 yards. Walker III, 430 yards on the year. And then Smith and Jigba, 50 receptions, 4 touchdowns for 819. He's almost over 1,000 yards receiving already this year. I think the Seattle Seahawks are playing really great football. Do I think they're going to beat the Washington Commanders? I think if Washington Commanders can win this game, it'll save their season. And actually, I think the Washington Commanders came out playing very motivated football last week versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Commanders because I think they understand that with them being 3-5, they need a win. You know, Eagles is kind of trying to run away with that division. But then they're right in the middle of the pack with everybody else. So they're going to have to win this game to turn their season around if they want to go to the playoffs. I think they're going to come out and play very motivated football, and I think they're going to get the win. And then we go right into Monday night with the Arizona Cardinals going to be playing the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going with Dallas on this one. Kyler Murray is questionable, but he is 110 for 161, 6 touchdowns, 3 picks, 962 yards. I think we're getting the same thing that we've been getting from the Arizona Cardinals for a while now, and I, it's getting to the point where it's like, is that Marvin Harrison connection with Kyler Murray ever going to materialize? The Arizona Cardinals to me are the mirror team for them in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins. It's like we have all these high hopes for Tua and Tyreek Hill. We have all these high hopes for Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison, and it's not coming to fruition. I don't know if these guys are not studying hard enough or not practicing hard enough, or whether or not they even care enough to really dig in and win these games and be super locked in. I don't want to put that on them because I respect professional athletes, but I think both of these teams need new coaching. And I think both of these teams really need to just retool. Maybe Arizona needs to be done with Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray needs to be done with Arizona. Maybe the same thing with the Dolphins. Maybe Tua needs to be done with Miami Dolphins, and Miami Dolphins need to be done with Tua and Mike McDaniel. We will see. But I do think that the Dallas Cowboys will win this game. Dak Prescott, 204 yards, 204 completions, 290 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks, 2,069 yards. Having a great season statistical-wise, but then you look at the Dallas Cowboys, it's still 3-4. Their defense has not been playing very well. Offense has been playing well, but they got beat by 20 by the Broncos. They got beat by 20 points. So this could end up being a competitive game, but I do think the Cowboys will pull it out and they'll break even. And this is another team they're just break even team. People get hyped up every time Dallas Cowboys win a game. They're an 8-9 team, 9-8 team. That's what they are. That's what they're going to end up being, unless anything less than them actually making some big trades at the trade deadline. Okay, so just to reset the room, this is the NFL Week 9 preview and previewing 6 games. We're also going to talk about the top 5 power rankings. We're going to redraft the quarterbacks from the 2024 draft and see who we think is the best quarterbacks right now. This show is sponsored by Virtue.News. The link is up. It's a great online publication. And so let's go on and move to the top 5 power rankings. Who are the top 5 teams in the NFL? Starting at number 5, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they lost 3 games, but they got it together. I just spoke about Patrick Mahomes has so many weapons. And with him having so many weapons and their defense being dialed up by Spagnolia, they're out coaching everybody at this point, and that offense is just there's so many different weapons they can use. I think the Chiefs are the number 5 team in the league right now. And like I said, that big game with the Bills, they can really move up. Number 4, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. I think Jordan Love has arrived. Michael Parsons is there. They have no reason to not be a good team or a great team. They beat the Steelers. They got that one, I would call draw against the Cowboys, which I'm very disappointed in them and how they played that game, even though that game was over 40 points. But the Packers are number 4. They're number 4 team. Number 3, I got the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions are better than the Packers. If they had to replay that game over again, I think the Lions would win. But that's why they play the games. The Lions, they've beaten some tough teams, but they need to get beat some tough teams more consistently. I thought that they would be like a 1 or 2 loss team throughout the season. They already got 2 losses, so we'll see how the season shapes up. But I got the Detroit Lions at number 3. At number 2, I got the Eagles. They still playing that Philadelphia way. Great defense, run first offense, pass second. Don't turn the ball over. Jalen Hurts' numbers are starting to really come together. And when you look at the story at the end of the year and the Eagles going to have the best record, you're going to say, oh, is Jalen Hurts an MVP candidate? Eagles' best record in the NFC, still think they're the best team in the NFC as of right now. So I got Eagles at number 2. And number 1, I got the Indianapolis Colts. They're 7-1. They have the best running back, also probably the MVP so far in the National Football League. And Daniel Jones is performing like a top 3, top 4 quarterback in the league. That defense is putting a hold on people, and they're just a great ball club. I got the Colts coming in at number 1. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about the 2024 quarterback draft that actually took place a year ago. Now, we're not talking about the one that Shador was in, and Jackson Dart and Cam Ward. The year before, when there was 6 quarterbacks took it in the top 12 picks. So the number 1 pick was Caleb Williams. The number 2 pick, Jaden Daniels. Number 3 pick, Drake May. Number 8 pick, Michael Penix Jr. Number 10, J.J. McCarthy. And number 12, Bo Nix. Now, if we could redraft that draft today, who would we pick as the number 1 player to draft out of these QBs and what they turned out to be? And I'm going to go ahead and start redrafting them right now. I think first, still to this day, I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels. I would pick him first because I believe that if Jaden Daniels wasn't hurt right now, the Commanders would probably be like a 6-2 team. And he put together one of the greatest rookie campaigns, rookie seasons we've seen from a quarterback in recent memory. So I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with Drake May. And I'm only saying, I do think Drake May is just throwing the football a tad bit better than Bo Nix. So I'm going to go with Drake May at number 2. Patriots are 6-2. Beat the Bills. I think that was a big win for them. So Drake May at number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go with Bo Nix because I believe that, not only are they 6-2, they can put points together very quickly. He's throwing the ball very well. And that big win over the Eagles in the fourth quarter really bode well for who he is as a quarterback in the NFL. Then I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had the Chicago Bears winning 4 games in a row, which is great. This is his second year. Seems like he's settling down. His play has to settle down a little bit. He got Ben Johnson over there to help him out as a coordinator. Not as a coordinator, but as a head coach coming over from the Detroit Lions. So Caleb Williams, I would have 4th. Now, 5th, I'm going to have to go with Michael Penix Jr. He did get a big win over the Bills. There's been talk of maybe him getting benched for Kirk Cousins again. I think that would be the wrong direction to go in. But I still have very high hopes that Michael Penix Jr. could be a very good quarterback in this league. So I got Michael Penix Jr. 5th. And then 6th is actually my favorite quarterback out of all 6 of them, and that's J.J. McCarthy. I'm a big Michigan fan. J.J. McCarthy has been hurt. He was hurt his whole rookie campaign, and then this year he played 2 games, and he was hurt again. Hopefully he comes back this week. I think he's expected to play this week. Carson Wentz is having season-ending surgery. So J.J. McCarthy is at number 10, basically because he has not been able to stay healthy. Now, there's 2 quarterbacks I want to highlight this week that doesn't get highlighted that much, and we're going to talk about them because they're both putting up some years, and their teams are very good, and it looks like they could be having close to MVP seasons as well. You have the 5-2 Rams playing 5-2 Rams. Their quarterback Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford 1,866 yards, which is 7th in the league. 17 touchdowns, which is tied for first. Then you have just 2 picks, which is great. 65.5 QBR, which is 11th. But he's having a great year. He got Devontae Adams. He got Puka Nacua on his team. And he's playing, Matthew Stafford is playing very well. This might be one of his best seasons. He's always been able to put up a lot of stats, but now he's putting up these really great stats and winning. He's a Super Bowl quarterback, so he does have a ring. And I think I think it should be called out. And I think it should be talked about more that Matthew Stafford is having an MVP type season. Now, I'm not saying that he's a top 5 candidate right now, but I'm just saying that his name is ringing probably top 10 as one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now today, and his season is speaking for itself. You give a guy like that huge weapons like that, he's going to be able to turn that to some great numbers. So Matthew Stafford is having probably his best season of his career with the LA Rams. And then we want to go to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is another guy who's having an exceptional year. Now, people are not talking about him as an MVP candidate just yet because Jonathan Taylor is the MVP guy from the Indianapolis Colts. But the Colts are 7-1. They play the Steelers this week. Just to give you some of Daniel Jones' numbers, 2,062 yards. That's 4th in the NFL. 13 touchdowns. That's 11th. Only has 3 interceptions and a 79.3 QBR, which is 2nd. So I know we always talk about Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and some of these other great quarterbacks, Jordan Love, things like that. But Daniel Jones is having an exceptional year, and I think he was so ecstatic to get out of New York, get a breath of fresh air, get out to Indiana, start from scratch. And, he was drafted pretty high as a rookie. And this is what he can actually do when he actually has a really good ball club around him. So hats off to Daniel Jones for him having a low-key MVP type season as well. All right, so that's the Week 9 preview. Now, make sure that you join our camp. Make sure you listen to our podcast. It's always on YouTube and is wherever podcast is found. Virtue.news sports. And then make sure that you go into the audio rooms and you join it so that you could be a part of the show as well. This is the Week 9 preview. We will be doing a Week 9 recap next Tuesday. So look out for that. And then look out for this episode dropping and just continue to support us. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Sunday. All right, peace.